Yeah, what were you saying?
I'll buy Pokemon cards and maybe get something good and sell it for cheaper than the store sells it for. Make $10 to $30 every foil rare. Get a discount, make 90% profit. It's a big deal. Lots of money.
Oh, so you buy it with your store discount?
Yeah, I get a kids will beat other kids up for this stuff. It's crazy. Foil card will probably be like $8 at the very minimum.
Whoa!
And every 3 packs will have a foil. And packs for me are $2.50 a pack, or at the most. That's when they were like big.
So
It's
they're not
totally
so
dead
big
now,
anymore?
though. Yeah, it's dying. We won't even buy them anymore. Yeah, it died in like a month. Like it was huge for 2 years, and then it's like dead completely now.
So as of March 26th, year 2000, you are saying that Pokemon is officially dead or dying.
It's
Critical condition.
Oh yeah, it's going down. It's the company's fault too. They released so much of it. They like held it all back to make it worth money. Then they flowed the whole system with it. There's so much. We couldn't get it. We had like orders for it months at a time, and then now we get it too much. They'll send us all the stuff we ordered back then. It's no good. We have more boxes than we could ever sell now.
So you have to still pay for the stuff you paid, and so is your individual comic shop losing money, or I mean, based on the delay?
No, nothing like that. We can still move it. It's just way slower. If we could have had it 2 months ago, 3 months ago,
You would have been back ordered again.
we'd have made so much more.
With kids, we're like in the editing, we're wasting like. You can fuck with the sound, right?
I don't have any real singular horror stories.
Oh yes, you do. See you later.
Well, all I have is like I wouldn't really call it
Anything
horror
the kids
stories.
ever did in here. Like remember when those little two kids came in and like growing up was yelling at them? You stole my cards.
Oh
Remember that?
yeah,
Stuff
I
like
wasn't
that.
here for that though.
Like anything
But
like that.
oh god, Aaron.
I've seen fights go on in the store. I've seen our manager kick the counter.
Oh,
over
kick the
Pokemon.
counter? That's it? That guy yells at little
He'll yell at little kids. He'll go.
It's so bad. He's hardcore.
He'll go.
Do not touch the counter!
How many times
do I have to tell you?
He'll get so frustrated.
card!
Oh man.
He'll start going crazy.
Start kicking the counter and stuff. He's nutty. He's not gonna see this, is he?
Nobody's gonna see it.
I went to see a movie the other day. There was Kenny and Logan talking smack about me.
Yeah.
They're fired.
You'd get so many phone calls in one day for Pokemon cards that nobody could get through. Like it'd be every second, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'd have to answer. We have Pokemon cards, or we don't have Pokemon cards.
Yeah, well,
It was
that was
so
yeah.
huge.
It was much worse when we didn't have them on a regular basis. We have them all the time now. So we have them all the time now.
And it's
so-
dying.
And it's dying out, so it's not so bad. But when it was at the height of the craze, and you just could not get them anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh man,
There's mayhem in here.
mayhem in here when we had them. What? How long did it used to take this? I think the record time we sold through an entire box of Fossil.
That's a box.
A
It's
box, one of these suckers.
And this has like 36.
36
thin
booster
little
packs. And we had a maximum of 5, I believe, at the time. Or was it 3?
We had 3.
It took us like 3 minutes to sell out a box.
3 minutes.
Yep. Comics and Comics, this is Logan. How can I help you?
We would open the store. There'd be a
Hey, what up, Lindsay?
crowd of people
Did
outside.
you guys get lines and stuff?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
get lines.
yeah,
It'd be
the,
crazy. People would be
yeah.
so hardcore. So much theft.
Yeah,
Little
no
kids
problem.
would
I
come
was
in here
looking through there. I was looking
and,
around back there. I was like, who's
they
this?
would-
Oh, yeah, it's Corey's.
Like
All right, cool.
accuse little kids of theft,
No problem.
even if it wasn't even true, right? They'd go,
Like
he
what?
stole like
how old?
And how much,
like
how much
No,
drama
like
did we have
younger?
to deal with?
older
Mark?
than that, like. Oh yeah, we have one kid that stole boxes from other stores.
Used to
and
just
he
jack
would just
stuff.
we knew he stole. We couldn't prove it from here, but he would steal from everywhere else. And
Yeah.
little kids would come in here and they would accuse like grown-ups of stealing them. They would
Oh.
accuse
And
like
oh,
all ages.
wow.
Oh, and then
It was
the
crazy.
other one of the sick parts was the is all these like thug dudes be walking down the street and they'll come in, they'll ask us if we want to buy Pokemon cards. It's like all these like big, scary looking thug dudes got all these Pokemon cards that they sell to like little kids or something.
Like crap.
And it's weird, yeah. Oh, I don't even want to know what they do. And then there's Alex.
There's
Oh God,
the
Alex.
most pedophile-looking guy in the world.
Seriously, this dude scares me deeply. Never, ever.
He'll probably come in today.
Trust a 45-year-old fat man who is obsessed with Pokemon
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
and wants to come in, and he'll just every day, or not every day. He's not as bad because
It's died down.
we got a little frosty towards him too.
Where did that stuff go?
And he comes in. Well, what do you have for us today, Alex? But he
talks
has.
with a hardcore lisp.
Oh yeah, he's got a lisp and everything. He's such a caricature. It's hilarious. Imagine the comic book store guy from The
They're making a
Simpsons,
film on.
only as a pedophile with a lisp and Pokemon instead of comics. But he's got like the most obscure cards, like that Ancient Mew double star. They only made
You
like
get all these Japan
5 of
cards
them.
coming in.
They only made like 5 of them, and you can only get them in Japan on like a full moon.
So he like
if you
is
have
really
elderberries
dedicated
picked
to
by
his
a left-handed version or something.
pedophilism.
Wow.
Pedophiliac lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
People will play this. This is
Pokemon-
what started it.
Pokemon will, yeah, it draws out.
It's
Well,
from the video game.
it draws out the little kids, and it's like no longer do you have guys with trench coats going, "Hey kid, you want some candy?" It's, "Hey kid, you want some Pokemon cards?" Because kids won't go for candy as quick as they'll go for Pokemon cards.
We have a Pokemon pusher in here. He has a teardrop tattoo. He's like 23. He goes by the name Wicked. It's funny.
Hey, don't dog on
No,
Wicked.
no, he's awesome. He's
See,
an
no,
awesome.
no. Well, no. The reason
Wicked
he,
awesome.
no, the reason he does it.
He's a cool guy. He makes tons of money. He's really into
The
it.
reason he's into the
This is his.
Pokemon, he is part. A lot of it has to do with a lot of charity work he does.
This is his.
And that's kind of how he
runs
brings
events and
kids.
stuff,
Yeah,
but-
he does charity-sponsored events.
Do you think kids would rather have a Pokemon come to their birthday party than Jesus?
Oh, there's no
Oh, God,
question.
yes. Well, honestly, if you look at it, I don't blame him entirely.
Challenge with that one. any day.
Yeah, oh, definitely, because Jesus is kind of boring, and he's got the stigmata and the wounds and the cross and the crown of thorns. You don't want that
He
at a
doesn't
birthday
fight
party.
other
but-
Jesuses for you.
Yeah, that's right.
He doesn't go out and battle.
Jesus ball, go!
Has there been any like Christian forums? Because a lot of Christian people will denounce Pokemon, but I don't see them doing anything. So I'm wondering, like, have there been any like Christian card games? Maybe like I don't know, a Jesus Chew.
Jeezamon.
That would never sell. The more like the card game, the better it's gonna do.
Well, yeah, it's thinly veiled violence, is the idea behind Pokemon. Except for the violence becomes acceptable to parents because instead of people fighting and killing each other, they're like obviously animated creations that don't really exist in real life. They're fighting each other, and of course nobody ever dies.
Do either of you have a favorite Pokemon?
Sandshrew.
Scyther.
That was
You get
quick.
you get
we,
to the
we
point.
Knew that.
Well, yeah, because I personally okay. Well,
Number
it's like
27.
the lesser of two Weevils, right? I totally. Yeah, this is Sandshrew. Why do you like Sandshrew better than Sandslash? Can I ask?
Sandshrew is so badass.
It's an armadillo, man. I
No,
like
but-
this one right here, because I think he's just dope looking with his swords for arms.
He is so awesome looking.
Mantis style Pokemon.
Did you know how much
Did they even make a full Kabuto? Yeah, they did. Yeah, it would have been worth like
I think I know someone who's got one.
Yeah.
The other day opened the pack.
I'd really love to have Pokemon. That's cool stuff.
Well, yeah, they have the Northwest Con up in Washington.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Put on Pokemon.
Wizards of the Coast.
And there's
What were they selling on eBay? They were selling like first edition Charizard
They
for
were
300.
crazy.
Like,
I know.
sell a
Pikachu.
Even worse than that, on QVC, they were selling like whole foil Japanese sets for $600. This one guy bought one off there and he brought it in here. He's like, "How much would you give me for these?" And I knew they were from QVC because they were the same exact ones.
And
I'm
you watch
I'll
QVC
give
all
you
the
10
time.
for this, right? No, I don't. And
Just
I'll
for
give you
Pokemon.
5 for this, and like the whole thing totaled up to $60. He's all, "I bought these." I'm like, "Got them off the Home Shopping Network for like $600." He's all, "Yeah." He was so pissed.
Yeah.
And they weren't worth anything because how much we buy and sell them for was what they were going for.
Yeah, that's the other thing is it's a total scam.
He thought they
This
were
is
huge.
my favorite part of the whole Pokemon scam right here, is these price guides they publish are such crap, because it'll tell you like, where's the price guide? Here we go. 64 cards, first edition, right. Let's see, rare. Rare Hollow, right here, Clefable, right? It says it's worth 15 bucks. If you can get 15 bucks for that card, you've done amazingly well. They always tell the kids they're worth much more than they really are. Basically, so they'll buy more, and they think they're getting a better value, but they're really not, because most places, I mean, that's essentially the price listed here is what a comic store is going to sell it for. Now, you're like a full-grown collector is going to understand that. A full-grown collector is going to look at that. That's like the market value. I'm post-market, so I'm not going to get as much because, you know, it's coming through an extra pair of hands. But a little kid's not going to get that. A little kid doesn't know anything about, you know, post-market, pre-market. All they know is they got a Pokemon card. They look in a book. It says $15, and they expect to be able to walk into any comic store and say, "Bam, give me 15 bucks for that." And we're like, "Yeah, right." You have no use for it, you know, and it's only worth like 10 to begin with.
Parents will get mad at us for not trading or buying their kids' cards.
Yeah.
And say,
Oh, yeah.
"This is what they're worth. Look, this is what they're
this
worth."
is what they're worth. No,
and
this
we
is
work
what
here.
The
we
price
know.
guide says they're worth.
It was pretty frustrating. And then Aaron would kick the counter.
Yeah, and then Aaron kicks the counter. Oh man, my worst. Oh, that one guy. There was one time. We have the fake cards up here too. That's another thing. They're counterfeiting Pokemon cards. You heard about this?
Yeah, I saw one.
Yeah, we have some.
We have a display.
Yeah, we got a display of fakes. This is the bane of my existence. This thing is every kid and every mom and every Charlotte shithead comes in and goes, "So which one's the fake?" And you know, I gotta give them this lecture. I don't mind doing this. It's good. But the lecture is this. Essentially, out of all these cards, one is real, and it's this one. The best way to tell fakes, I mean, that one's green instead of blue, and that one, you know, the print quality is dark, and the way it's cut here is all screwy, and
It's pretty shady.
the copyright information is blurry on the bottom. But there's one surefire way to tell. Although I hear they come up with a way to beat this one now. Oh man, I can't get this sucker out. Hey Kenny.
Yeah.
I heard they came up with a way of counterfeiting cards that'll beat the light test.
That's quite possible. We'll finish these black glue, but I doubt.
Well, there's got to be other ways to do it than just that black glue.
I don't think anybody cares anymore.
You do. I don't know if you can be able to get this in the camera, but you hold it up to the light. You can see how you can, you don't have to get that far down. You can see how you can see the word Pokemon through it.
Yeah.
That means it's fake, because the real cards have that junk. See that black little layer there?
I see that.
Essentially, what you got is they take two halves of card. They take two different images, right? And they print them out. So they print out one, like essentially a little template that has that, and then another one that has that, and then they sandwich them together on cardstock with that black glue. Well, that black glue is only available in like industrial quantities for professional use. And these are made by basically taking a regular 52 card deck playing card, scanning Pokemon onto it, front and back. And so it doesn't have that black glue in there so you can see through it. That's what prevents you from being able to see through. Although I hear they're making them on thicker cardstock or something.
Can I fill the cardstock on this?
Yeah, I'll give you a real one to compare it to. That one's thinner and lighter.
Yeah, this is totally fake.
Yeah.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite part.
Oh, this is off-centered too.
Yeah. Pokemon's training them to be good capitalists. Gotta catch them all. Gotta buy them all.
Gotta bootleg them.
Gotta be cooler kids to take.
Yeah,
the
you gotta
collection.
be a Pokemon master and defeat them and be better than all the other kids. And you're not cool unless you have them all. All.
But what about Digimon?
Digimon, actually, funny thing is, Digimon was around
me like a
first.
describe.
Yeah, you remember those little keychains, little pocket monster keychains you had? You trained it, it was a monster, you raised it, and it took a crap, or you fed it, slept, whatever. That was originally Digimon. You take one of those things, that's where Digimon came from. You take one of those things, you build your monster up, and you train it until he's full grown, and then in the Japanese version, and a couple other versions, you can plug two of them together, and they'd fight. And whichever one had been trained better would win. Eventually, what happened was Nintendo. Was it Nintendo? The same guy who came up with Pokemon's the guy who came up with Mario Brothers. So him and Bill Gates are splitting the universe. So Nintendo took a look at this idea and took it one step further. Said, let's do an anime on this. And it just took off like wildfire in Japan, and they just couldn't make enough to keep up with the demand.
Aaron's pretty proud of this.
So about 7 years later, it hits the U.S. I mean, Pokemon. We're like so primitive as far as our Poke culture here. It's so much bigger in Japan. They're 7 years ahead of us. I mean, they're on the 4th set in America. The first set, basic, and then you had jungle, and then fossil, and then there's basic 2, which is the jungle and fossil sets combined. Essentially the exact same cards, but in a different pack, which looks different, so most kids aren't going to be able to tell the difference. So they'll buy it again, get the exact same cards they had before, except for it says 2 instead of like a jungle symbol or something.
So these are worth less then.
Yeah, they're worth considerably less. Even though they'll bring in a brand new one, mint condition, it's not worth a thing because it's base 2, it's a reprint. Oh God.
Could I do anything?
I'm losing my train of thought.
I'm looking for the
Pin up playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which one?
Chopping lines
So
with them.
What was that?
it just took off huge. Yeah, so we're up to 4th set. They're on like Team Rocket, Gym Leaders, Gym 2, Neo is just a new one where they came up with 100 new Pokemon which you get to buy. But that hasn't been released in America yet. Thank God.
People try to bring those cards in and be like, give me $500.
Yeah, a lot of people ask us if we buy Japanese cards, and we don't. Excuse me. Do you need something, Steven?
I'm just in the way.
Okay.
We have Preacher Book 3.
What is that? 1 is Gone to Texas, 2 is Till the End of the World, Ancient History is 4.
I don't know. David said we had it last week.
We had it last week. Our regulars. And now he's grown up into Magic, which is also conveniently made by Wizards of the Coast. And if you look at the rules to Pokemon, the system of it, it's remedial Magic. It's Magic the Gathering for a younger audience. So what they do is they get them hooked into Pokemon when they're young because it's the hip thing to have and the hip thing to collect. And part of it has to do with the age range too. It's a psychological thing. At 6 years old, part of what you want to do is collect. Like, it's an instinct thing. Like, you ever notice little 6-year-old kids will have a rock collection and a leaf collection? And they're not really collecting, it's just the rocks they picked up out of the driveway, but that's their collection. So they take advantage of that by giving them something to collect, which everybody else is collecting. Get them into the card game, so they start playing it. And then once they start to get older and they start to outgrow Pokemon, oh look, there's Magic. It's the same game, just a little bit more complex, little bit less childlike, designed for an older audience. So Pokemon's essentially for the 6 to 11-year-old scene. Magic runs from, conveniently, 12 and up, roughly. So we get you hooked on one game, and then once we've gotten you used to the idea of playing card games for fun, then, well, here's some more we'll sell you.
So Dante,
Dante is the name of the kid up there. He's one of the ex-Poke kids. Does Danny play up there?
Who?
Danny.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
David, you would know. He's another one of our ex-Poke kids. He grew up actually to Warhammer, which is an entirely better pastime. Who all's down there? All
All the people that used to be here are there.
all the old tournament kids? Yeah. So Dante, Danny.
Danny still plays Pokemon.
I don't know the names. Who does? Danny? Danny does. He's hardcore. That's because he always wins. That's why he likes Pokemon, because he can beat all the other kids his age.